I'm going to be showing you how to create professional quality ebooks using canva.com/create/ebooks/. It's a very easy interface. You just log into Canva using your school account, and you just start uploading pages from your laptop or Chromebook. So you click Upload Media, and in this case I click Device, and I have some pages that I've already created, so I emailed them to myself, and I'm going to just download them now. I'm opening up my email, and I had created some drawings which I emailed to myself, so they're already JPEG images. So I'm just going to download them. There's 7 pages that I created. They're just 7 drawings that I photographed. This is actually a little booklet, a birthday card that I made for my daughter. But you can use anything. You can use your own photographs, your own drawings, your own designs. It's up to you. So now that I have them downloaded to my device, I'm going to go to Canva, and I'm going to hit upload from device. And mine are numbered by pages, so so I don't get mixed up, I'm going to just upload them one at a time. You can upload all of them at once, but I don't want to mess up the order of the pages. So once you've uploaded it, you just drag and drop it over to the book. You can resize it from the corner, and you can move it around. There'll be a little red line that appears when it's centered. So I'm going to do this real quick for all the pages. You just click at the bottom, add a page, and you then would upload the next page in the sequence until you have the entire book complete. So I'm going to just speed through this part. To use this service in Canva is completely free. I'm just speeding through the other pages that I created in order to complete my book. So once I have added all the pages and put them in order and resized them and centered them and gotten the book to look the way I want, you have several options for exporting your work. So hopefully you've logged into your Canva account using your Google account, so that if you are not done with a design or you want to come back to it, you can edit it later. Canva does auto-save your work, which is very nice, but you do need to create an account. I highly suggest you just create the account using your existing Google account so that they're connected. And that way you don't have to remember your your password or anything. So let me just finish up creating my book, and then I'll show you all the fun possibilities for exporting your work. Okay, this is the last page. Now at the top upper right-hand corner it says download, and the default is that it would download each page as a PDF and put it in a zip file. But you don't want that. Let me show you your other possibilities here. So when you click download, the default is a PDF. But there are other possibilities, and one of the ones we're going to try is an MP4, which is a little video, a movie. So we're going to try that first, which is a lot of fun. I'm going to hit download, and it's going to download it as a video. The download is very quick, and the nice thing, in my opinion, is that the video pacing is very nice. It really has the feel of an actual book. You can turn the pages. As you're turning the pages, it really has a nice pace to it. You can actually look at the pictures, and it gives you enough time. This entire book is about 30 seconds long, 30 or 35 seconds long. So it gives you 35 seconds long, it gives you 5 seconds per page. Now, obviously, you could edit that in WeVideo or iMovie and change the pacing, but I think it gives you, just as a default, a very, very nice pace. So there are other possibilities for sharing your work, and I'm going to go back to Canva and show you. So one of the possibilities is to share the link. And if you copy the link and you just go to a new window and you paste the link in the browser, you're going to see it has a very, very nice feel. It's an actual ebook online, and that little arrow on the right allows you to turn the pages at your own pace, so it gives you the feeling that you're actually reading a book, like, say, on a Kindle or something, and you're actually able to turn the pages. It has the feel of an actual book. And this, I think, is probably my favorite format for doing this. Now, just a couple of other pointers that I would like to make. I'm going to go to photopia.com, and I'm going to upload my drawings there, and I'm just going to show you some tips and tricks for coloring your work. Just want to mention real quick, because these are black and white drawings outlined with Sharpie. So I'm going to pull up one of my drawings, and I'm going to show you how to color it. So the first thing that I would do is I'm going to do select color range, and I'm going to click on the white because it is a black and white drawing. And then I'm going to click select inverse, which will give me all the parts of the picture that are not white. So it'll give me all the black lines, and if I have anything that's gray that wasn't quite filled in, it'll give me that too. So I'm going to hit select inverse, and that'll give me everything that's not white. And then I'm going to do edit fill black. And that will make sure that all my stuff is very crisply outlined in black. Then I'm going to do edit cut, and then edit paste. So what it'll do is it'll give me all the black lines on one layer and all the white areas on the layer below it. So if I hide the top layer with the lines, you can see underneath the white areas that I need to color. So instead of coloring on top of the black lines and possibly losing detail, I'm going to color in the layer under the black lines. And I can change the size of the paintbrush and the fuzziness of the paintbrush. I can go to the little square at the bottom, which is the foreground color, and use the color picker and change the foreground color. And as you can see, I don't need to be that precise in my coloring because, in fact, I'm kind of using a very fuzzy brush and kind of a very fat brush because it's not really going to mess the picture up, because the lines on the top layer will bring it all together, and I can have sort of a very loose, painterly, illustrative coloring style. So I'm going to play around for a few minutes with the color. Every time I want to switch colors, I just click on the top square of the foreground color and use the color picker. If I want to go back to a color that I already used before, all I have to do is click on the square of the foreground color of the color picker and hover my mouse over the area where I want to duplicate the color and click, and it will give me that color again. So I don't have to worry about figuring out what color I used before to duplicate a color. If I want to erase, remember, the background is not clear, it's white. So just switch the foreground color to white and paint with a white brush to erase any place you went outside the lines. If you really mess up, you can hit Control or Command Z, and that will allow you to step backwards, just like in any other program. Control Z will allow you to undo the last step. You can control the size of your brush, you can control the fuzziness of the brush, but just make sure that all your coloring is done in the layer below the lines so that it doesn't actually mess up your drawing. And that's a nice trick that artists use in order to, digital artists use in order to not ruin their artwork when they're coloring it. So that's just my real quick tip and trick for coloring your work. Let me just speed through the rest of my coloring process, reminding you that whenever I want to erase, because I went outside the lines, instead of erasing, I'm just going to paint with a white brush. Okay, so I'm just about done coloring, and now I am going to export my image. So you just do File, Export as JPEG. The default is 70% quality, so I just push it to 100, and then you export it, and it will download as a JPEG. So going back to Canva, I can click on my first page and just hit the backspace to delete it, and I can upload my now colored first page and put it in there to replace it. So I like using Photopia, or some people pronounce it Photopea, in order to add color to a digital drawing, or an actual drawing that I've photographed and outlined with a Sharpie, photographed and brought into my computer. So that's a nice, quick way to digitally color rather than painting or coloring with colored pencil. However, even if it auto saves, it's not going to change that link. So what you need to do is you're going to have to go back to Canva, and you're going to, when you go up to download, you're going to have to hit those three dots in the upper right hand corner where it says share. And actually I've decided to rename it, because before it was just called Untitled Project. So I'm calling it Alicia's Birthday Card Booklet. And now I'm going to hit those three dots in the corner and get the link. And now if I get the link, it will show the updated version. So you have to make sure that when you update the book, you also update the link. And it's, again, a very nice interface, that ebook format where you can turn the pages online. And you can share that link with others, or embed it in a blog or website. So what if you would like to add text to your illustrations and make a real ebook? The best way to do this is to go to Google Slides and pick the 8.5 by 11 template instead of the default template. And what you're going to do is you're going to hit to upload an image, and you can upload it from your computer, from your device again, and just put it in there, add new pages, just like you're creating any other sort of slideshow. Again, if you resize from the corner, you can make the image smaller. And if you shift it around on the page, you'll see that red line appear when it is centered. Same as using Canva, but the nice thing in Google Slides is that when you add text to Google Slides, it does have the same spell check that you would expect to find with Google Docs or any other Google product. So if you have, say, a Google Doc where you've written a story and you've used the spell checker and you formatted it and stuff, and you want to copy out of a Google Doc into a Google Slide presentation, you can do that. The interfaces are compatible with each other. So if you're concerned about creating something and maybe making spelling mistakes or formatting errors, and you'd prefer the security of using a Google Doc to create your work, to make sure that everything is 100% correct prior to publishing your book, I feel that Google Slides is a very, very good, safe way to format books. So notice I'm adding a text box at the bottom, and I'm typing in a little story about my daughter, I could also copy and paste that story from a Google Doc that I had already written. So that's a very nice feature. If you're worried about spelling and formatting errors, I would certainly create your book and format it using Google Slides. So I'm going to just continue to write my book. I'm going to add in text boxes. I'm going to resize type, and I'll just speed through that portion of this tutorial. So once you're done writing your book and formatting it the way you want, what you can do is you can actually export each slide in your presentation as a JPEG. And then you can upload them with the writing on them and the illustration formatted exactly how you want into Canva, so that you can have that nice interface in Canva where it looks like and feels like a real book or a real little video. So going back here to my pages, I can just go File, and I'm going to do going to the next page, File, and I can export it as a JPEG image. And you do that to each one. You just do File, Export as, or Save as JPEG image, and it will save individual slides as JPEG images. So going back to Canva, I can go to the pages that I want to replace now, just click on them, delete them, and upload from my device my new pages from my Google Slides, and they now have the writing on them, and they're formatted exactly the way I want, and I don't have to worry about whether there's anything spelled wrong or formatted incorrectly. So I can get the best of both worlds and get a really very professional quality ebook using the two programs together. So let's look at the finished product now. I'm going to each page. I'm opening it in Canva. I'm dragging and dropping it and resizing it and centering it. And then I will grab the link for the ebook, and I will also download it once more as an MP4. And you can see what the finished product looks like. So here's the link. I'll just open up a new window and copy that link and paste it into a new window. I can share it with anybody I want. It's public. And a nice professional interface. I can turn the pages, embed this in a blog or website. So if I worked on it a little longer, I could get it exactly the way I want it. But right now I'm interested in downloading it as a video, as an MP4 video. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And I will now show you what the MP4 video looks like once it's downloaded. So here's the video, and you can see it gives you 5 seconds for each page, which in this case is plenty of time to enjoy the ebook. However, I could bring it into WeVideo or iMovie on my phone and change the pacing or add a voiceover if I so desired. So this is how you use Canva and Google Slides together to create a very professional ebook, and you can use Photopea to add color. Hope you enjoyed this tutorial.